Hello, everyone. Welcome to In Your Space by Milagro Interiors. I'm glad you're able to join us today. I have a guest on today. She's a realtor, but she has a different approach to what she does, and she's going to come on and she's going to explain what she does, and I'm just going to wait for her to come on. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hope everyone's doing well. We're just waiting for Hannah. Oh, hi Hannah, she just joined us. So she is Hannah Schwartz, and her Instagram handle is Start with Hannah. And I'm just gonna add her on. I think it's connecting, so let's just wait for her to join us. We'll have a nice chat. Hannah has a great personality. I just met her on Friday. Here she is.
Hi, hello, Maria.
How are you?
I'm stoked for this. I'm great. How are you?
That's great.
Hang on, I just turn my volume up a little higher.
Yes.
There we go. That should do it.
It gets easier every time. Everyone comes on smoothly. You just came right in here.
I'm here and I'm ready. I just made a decaf coffee. If I have a regular coffee at this hour, I will not sleep, but I am prepared.
Yeah, I'm the same. I cannot drink coffee, anything after lunch. That's it. I'm done.
That's it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. So this is Hannah. I was mentioning that you were coming on. So this is Hannah. She is from Start with Hannah. She's a realtor. And as I mentioned, she has a different approach. So that's why I invited her today. And I'll have you explain what you do, but maybe you can give us a little backstory. I was reading your bio on your website. You have a great source of knowledge when it comes to real estate. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
You want to tell us about your journey to where you are now?
Sure. Well, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Hannah, Hannah Schwartz. The company that I started, hi everybody. The company that I started is called Start with Hannah. And the reason for that is no matter where you're starting from in the world of real estate, you can start with me. So my journey brought me here. The summers in high school, I used to rent out property. Later, I became an assistant property manager, which was really fun. I got to deal with a lot of pest control, a lot of my fridge is breaking, what do I do? A lot of that kind of stuff. And the older I got, the more in love I fell with real estate. I realized that it was, not only is it your biggest purchase, sorry, my phone keeps going sideways. I should show you I'm balancing it on my computer.
Right.
Where was I? So I love real estate. I love just walking down the street and envisioning life. What would it be like if I lived in this home? What would it be like if I lived in that home? And then I realized that I think that this happens for everyone. We all walk down the street and we get really excited about our futures and where are we going to live and what's life going to be like. And I decided to make it a full-fledged career. But as you mentioned, I do things quite a bit differently. I found a gap in the market that I love. And by the way, Maria, interrupt me whenever you want. I love to talk, so I'll go off tangent.
No, go ahead.
So I found that there was a definite gap in the market. I found that you're either ready to buy a house or you're not ready to buy a house. But what happens in between? How do you all of a sudden become ready to buy a home? How does that even make sense? And today's realtors, we all ask the same question, and it's one question: are you ready to buy or sell today? But how do you get ready to buy or sell? What does that even mean? Does your bank account one day yell, hey, by the way, we're ready now. Let's go do this thing. Go talk to your favorite mortgage agent. No. I actually don't know how people all of a sudden decide that they're ready. Maybe they've talked to the right person at the right time. I don't know, but that's where I step in.
Yeah,
so I actually am here to educate people on the way to homeownership. So what does that look like? What's going to happen when you want to buy a house? What happens when you want to find a realtor? What happens when you want to find a mortgage broker? What happens along all of that path? That is exactly what I do. And Dawn, exactly. Dawn is a mortgage broker and she's here with us today.
Yes. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Dawn. So that's a big part of what I do is education. I work specifically with entrepreneurs, but not if you're not an entrepreneur, I'll work with you as well. But entrepreneurs have a very different way of proving their financial income, and they're risk takers. And I'm all about taking big risk and getting that big reward, especially when it comes to home ownership. And so I tend to work a lot with entrepreneurs. That's all of my clientele at the moment, for the most part, are all entrepreneurs. And then I do one other really cool thing. At least I think it's really cool. So I also noticed that when you want to find a realtor in this world, you have two options. You can go work with your uncle's half-removed cousin, which is fine. There's no problem with working with family or distant family. Or you're going to find a random lawn sign and you're going to call that person on the lawn sign, and then you're going to work with them. The problem is, we're a world full of beautiful people who all like to work in different ways. It's just the way it is. I'm particularly a very type A person. I write everything down. I have to do lists up the wazoo. Some people want a hard negotiator. Some people want a warm helping hand. Everybody wants a different type of service. The problem is every realtor wants to find a client. It's just the way that it is. So I am starting something new. It's called Realtor Matchmaker. And if you would like to work with a realtor, you can come talk to me first, and I'll actually connect you with a realtor that I think you would work very well with, so that you can have a really great experience buying your first house or your second or your third, which is terrifying because it's a whole lot of money, and at least enjoy the whole process, because you don't know how long you'll be doing it for. Some people are lucky, they can find it within a week. Some people are looking for over a year. It all depends on what you're looking for and where and what's available. Right. So wouldn't it be so much better to work with someone that you enjoy working with? And that's my spiel.
Yeah, no, that's great, because when you did tell me about that, and then you are niched in that, like you said, you found that pocket, and I thought that, wow, this is great. This is interesting, because, you know, it's not just about, like you said, everybody, if you're looking for a realtor, or I don't know if you're also doing mortgage brokers, but you're looking for someone, and everybody's obviously qualified, as you said, but then you have personality, and then I think that's great, because you're able to match everyone up based on personality types, and seeing if they can fit well with each other. I thought that was great.
Thank you.
So, a question for you: do you also do that for mortgage brokers as well, then?
Yeah, so actually what I'll do with anyone that comes through our doors / our virtual doors, you meet with me first, and we see whether or not you're ready today. If you are ready today, then I'll go ahead and match you with the mortgage broker. So I have quite a plethora up my sleeve. I love networking. I'm a networking-aholic. So I have quite a few mortgage brokers that I would recommend, depending on same exact thing, depending on how you want to work, depending on your personality types. And I'll actually get you fully prepared before you meet with your realtor. And the reason I'll do this is because you always have a fallback in me. So let's just say something goes wrong and you don't get along with this person, which happens, for there's so many people out there. How are we supposed to get along with every single one of them? So if you don't end up working out, the problem that I find, and I don't know if you've heard this before, but I've heard this so many times, and it like bothers me every time. I hear so many people say, I didn't like working with my realtor, but what was I gonna do? I stayed with them anyways. Have you heard that a lot as well?
Yeah, because you're already halfway through the process, and you're thinking, well, this is, got to follow it through.
Yeah, exactly. And where else would I go? And how am I going to find someone else? And then I have to bring them up to speed. And it's I get it. You have a whole other job that you're doing. You have a whole other life that you're doing. This is just something that you're trying to do on top of everything else. Of course, your plate already feels full. So the reason that I actually connect people with the mortgage broker and get them started and start a whole file for them is that I am your fallback. So if whatever happens with that realtor and you just don't get along for whatever reason, you come back to me, I'll match you with another realtor, and I'll bring them up to speed. And that's the
great.
Concept.
That's great. So how would it work exactly, just in case someone is interested? What would the process be?
DM me on Instagram. Most of my business acquisition is actually done through Instagram. Instagram is my jam. So you can either reach me via Instagram or via email. All of my things are at Start With Hannah. So startwithhannah@gmail.com, at Start With Hannah on Instagram. You can call me. It's 647-333-HOME. Yes, I spent a very long time on the phone with them to get that phone number. And you just call me up and we get you started. Yeah. You had asked me about my road to getting here. So before becoming a realtor, because I forgot this part, I actually got a job behind the desk at a Remax. I knew that school would only teach me so much. I have a psych BA, and I think we all know at this point that like your education only gets you so far. So it's really great to be educated, do it 100%, but you're going to need to get experience and you're going to need to learn elsewhere. And I knew this from experience already. So as soon as I decided that I was going to become a realtor, I got a job behind a desk at Remax. I did 6 months in listings, and then I got promoted to deals, which allowed me to see all of the paperwork that goes behind the scenes at a brokerage. I was the one that checked listing documents to make sure they were legally binding and correct. I also did that with deal documents and offers. So I really wanted to have a really good grasp of everything behind the scenes before getting my license. And the coolest part about this was this also meant that I met so many realtors. I got to learn some gameplay behind the scenes, and I just got to meet so many people. I don't know if I should share this, but sometimes I would lower, I'm sharing this with the world. This is, I don't know, hopefully my boss from before. But if I would hear arguments in the office, or if I would hear people having meetings, we had mastermind meetings hosted at our branch quite often, I would lower the volume on my radio all the way. Because it was just information overload, and I just took everything that I could get from that experience.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah. You do have a question.
Okay.
So,
what is your key in this process? Okay, so great question. Realtors, I think you're a realtor as well. So realtors, especially in Toronto, by the way, this is Canada-wide, but realtors, we work very often with referral fees. So typically the referral fee just happens with the actual realtors. So there's actually no fee for the client. I take the money from the realtor when the deal closes. So there's no fee out of anyone's pocket. When it comes to the educational pieces, I am working on quite a few courses to help people learn what the homeownership process looks like, who to talk to in advance, how to talk to financial advisors, and when to get started. It's going to be a roadmap to home ownership, but I'm working on that at the moment. There will be fees involved in that part for the actual clients. But when it comes to the realtor matchmaker, there's no fee. There's just a realtor fee on the back end for the realtor that we connect you with.
So for your courses, when do you think you're going to get that starting up? I know you're in the process of doing it. Do you have some dates in mind for the future, or?
Soon. So to be honest, it's done. The course is ready. I do have a mortgage broker who's doing it with me as well. I also have a financial advisor doing it with me. I'm looking right now still for a real estate lawyer to join, but otherwise the course is done. I just need to do some final touches and rebranding, and I decided to make my own website, so I'm going to be crying a lot with a bottle of wine. I decided to do it live on Instagram so everyone could see the struggle of entrepreneurship. So once I figure out how to make a website and figure out how to brand myself, I will definitely be launching that course. So within the next 6 months for sure.
Oh, cool. So we'll be looking forward to that coming up.
Thank you. Me too.
Erwin says thank you for your.
Oh, you're so welcome. Contact me if you'd like to network, especially if you're a realtor, because then maybe we can connect you with a client as well.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else has any questions for Hannah. Just drop it down below, and as she said, you can reach her on her social handles. How did you come up with the name Start with Hannah? Because I mentioned it to you that it was, I love it. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dawn, for sending the love. So it's actually a funny story. When I decided to become a realtor, I knew that I would need an email account. So I went on to Gmail and I typed in a whole bunch of things that went with the word Hannah. So I actually stole 3 or 4 Gmail email accounts. Just to try to figure out like what my name should be and what's actually available. And then I, through that night, it was a very long night of me just like typing things in, seeing if they were available. All of a sudden I realized that the word start just means a lot to me. I don't even know where people start right now in the world of home ownership, and I don't even know what that means. And so I thought that would be absolutely perfect because I knew that no matter who my target market would be, because I didn't have one at the time, and no matter what geographic location I'd be working in, I knew that we would need a starting point. I knew that people would need to be able to just say, like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can I call you? Because most realtors, and of course this makes absolute sense, they can't do that part. When you're doing client work, your schedule isn't your own. So the average realtor, or every realtor, when they're working with clients, their schedule is just not their own. So to book calls with people who aren't ready yet is going to feed into the time that they should be going on showings with their clients that they currently have. And so it's not, it can't be done for the majority of realtors. I took a great back seat with taking on my own clients to do this. And I love it. Yeah, it's where my passion lies. I do still work with clients, but the realtor matchmaker aspect of my job is to help me free up some of my time so that I can actually work really hard in the starting point for people and the education part so that people actually have somewhere to go.
I think it's great. I think what you started, I think it's a great idea, and I can see it working, and I'm hoping that you get some connections here today.
I hope too.
Yeah. Dawn said, Hannah is amazing with lots of great energy. Yes, definitely. I told her she has a great personality.
Thank you. Thanks, Dawn.
Yeah, a lot of great vibes coming.
Thank you. And thanks for saying that before. This is a part of the industry that doesn't currently exist, at least that I know of. As I mentioned already, that most agents actually don't have the capacity to do the educational side, which is why I actually had to push the course a little because I didn't have the time either. But I'm so passionate about it. And I'm so crazy excited for what's to come, even though I have no idea what it looks like. There's no one before me that I know of who's done this, who has done the educational side and the realtor matchmaking side. I don't know anyone who's done it. And so it is both super exhilarating and I have to say incredibly terrifying.
I think it's great though. I think it's needed because, as you said, there are a lot of people out there that need to be educated because it's a daunting process. Your home is your one of your biggest assets. So, you want to feel comfortable through the process, and you want to be you want to trust everyone who's in that realty bubble, like your lawyer, your mortgage broker, everybody that's involved. And definitely I think this is great, and people can hopefully they take advantage of it because I think it's a great opportunity.
Thank you. I also live in a time where people want to understand the process. I think years and years ago, you would call your realtor and they would just take care of it for you. And I think the world of real estate was much like the world of lawyers, where it's very secretive. It's very, I can do this, but you can't do this. But we're starting to realize that people really want to be involved. They want to understand the offer process. They want to understand the buyer process. A lot of buyers now actually do the search themselves. There's realtor.ca. We also have some apps available for them to do a lot of the search by themselves. So the coolest part about all of this is that they want to be in the know. They want to learn. And I think a big part of it is because people want to invest in property long term. It's becoming, I don't know if this has always been the case, but the conversations that I'm having, people aren't interested in buying just one home. People are interested in buying just their first home. People want to invest in property. And in order to do that, they want to learn along the way. And I've talked to a lot of first-time buyers who have said, I have no idea how that, my parents helped me, or my realtor was really great, but I don't even know. If I had to do it again, I don't know how I would do it. And I want to change that. I want people to be able to enjoy the whole process, enjoy the search, understand what they're doing, and actually be able to say, realtor of mine, I think I'd like to put this clause in my offer. I mean, how cool is that? We want to be part of the whole job.
Yeah, true. No, that's true. I think it's great. You have another question. How do clients contact you? So you mentioned through your social media. Start with Hannah. That's all her website, Instagram, Facebook. But so mostly Instagram.
Mostly Instagram. So Instagram is the place really that I do most of my communication. And then I do offer calls through the program called Calendly. So if you ask, you could book a call with me and I'll send you the right booking link. So for example, on Wednesdays, which is, I think we met through Wednesday, didn't we? The Wednesday networking calls?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were going to join on the Wednesday, but it ended up being on the
Right.
Friday. But anyway.
Right. So on Wednesday, I host Networking Wednesdays. So I always have 2 networking calls booked every Wednesday. And that's there for people who are interested in maybe connecting to collaborate in business together, or if they're a realtor who wants to be part of real estate matchmaking, or for someone who just wants to get to know each other. That's what that call is there for. But I also have a call that's called Start with Info. So if you'd like to get information about real estate or don't really know where to get started, I can give you a link for that kind of call as well. And then we can make up a call. So if there's something else that you want to talk about, if you want to have a consult for 40 minutes about what your life looks like in the future of homeownership, we can book that kind of call as well. So all of that is done really through Instagram DMs.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
As Don said, it is key to get the right education. Yes, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, I want it now. It's not like it was before. Or maybe, I don't know if people wanted it before and it just wasn't available. But the more people I talk to, I mean, some of my clients and I are on the phone for hours just trying to understand the processes, because also there's a lot of things in the real estate world in Toronto that aren't well loved, if we can put it that way. You know, offer nights are very secretive and private. So here's a little tidbit. You can have an offer night of 10 people, but you have no idea what number is on any of those offers. And you have no idea if anyone's being honest with you. And you have no idea what number to offer. You have no idea if the negotiation is going to come your way. You have no idea if you were the highest offer in the entire bunch and they're still going to ask you to negotiate. You have no idea. And the amount of conversations that I have with clients just about that fact and how to strategize and how to be okay with an offer night. Here's my tidbit. Here's my piece of information. Every single time you put in an offer, if you don't drink wine or you don't drink alcohol, then get a beverage of choice. But I'm a wine drinker through and through. I tell all of my clients, you get yourself a bottle of wine. And win or lose, you drink that bottle of wine. And the reason I say this is because how cool is it that you were able to put an offer in on a house? You have to enjoy the whole process. You really do. You're finally there doing it.
Yeah, no, that's so true, because it's very stressful, and you have to be comfortable with what offer you put in, no matter what it was, and not worry about the outcome, because then you're going to totally get stressed out.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a good point too, because when it comes to just that one part of the negotiation, you know, your heart rate can just jump. And to have someone by your side explaining the process and what's going to happen, and if it goes this way, what will happen that way. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And just enjoying the process. I mean, you know, we've dreamt of this our whole lives. We've always wanted to be in the process of buying a home. And I've had so many conversations where, you know, they're so let down. My clients are let down, or my friends who have been working with other realtors are let down when they lose. And I'm like, no, this is the coolest adventure. Go drink that wine. You're going to find another house. Who cares? Just enjoy the process, because this is the process. It's not, I don't know when, you know, it's funny that we have these ideas in our mind of like how life is supposed to go. Like, just as we think, you know, you're going to have a great job, you're going to get married, you're going to have kids, it's the same process in home ownership. Everyone thinks they're going to start to look for a house. They're going to find the perfect house. The seller is going to fall in love with them for some reason, and they're going to get the house. But that's not how it works. I don't know where that narrative came to be. And so just to enjoy the whole process and really, really enjoy it, take in the fact that you're actually doing it, will change the entire process for any client.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
Thanks. Me too. It makes our job more fun too, because
I know. I remember when I was younger, I was saving up. I wanted to buy my own place. I was so stressed out, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is a lot of money. Like, if I knew how the process worked, and it would have been less stressful for me. Yeah. So I can see this whole education package that you're putting together, how it can help everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I can tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. Tell us.
So the first course, there are 3 coming, but the very first course that will be launched is called Start with Foundation. And the whole idea is it is the foundations to home ownership. So what does that mean? It's going to be 6 sessions of an hour each. And and each week that we have a session is about a different topic. You're going to learn about the mortgage aspect. You're going to learn about the lawyer aspect. You're going to learn about how to financially prepare yourself for this. And you're also going to learn about how to search, what's the home buyer process actually look like, how are you going to feel during the process, and when you're ready, how you can actually take the next steps forward. And so it's called Start With Foundation. It's like my love, my dream. I've been working on this for a year. It's been a long time coming, but I'm so excited. This was the first project I had when I became a realtor. I knew I wanted to make some sort of course, a piece of education, something to be super helpful. And I'm pumped.
Well, you're very energetic, so I'm pretty sure your course is going to be full of information and lots of energy and fun. You're going to make it fun.
That's the plan. Why not?
Oh, no, that's really good. I don't know if anyone else has any questions for Hannah. Just pop them in the comment section. This has been great. It's great to know about the process, and I think it's going to be a great service for everyone, for sure.
Thank you.
And, I had a question, and I kind of lost it. I'm trying to get it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Darn, I'll have to ask you later.
That's okay. Interrupt me at any point when you remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is great. And I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add to the conversation, or anyone else has any questions. Trying to think of the question that I had.
Well, what about you? Do you want to talk about yourself a little?
I'm a home stager, so I'm within the industry as well. So I style your homes for staging and for living. So I also do interior decorating. So I do both. So if you're selling your home, I style it, market it to potential buyers coming through the space, and I market it to sell. Or I can also, when you're moving into your new space, I can also decorate it to your style and what you like, because when you stage your home, it's not the same as living in your home. So you gotta totally change it to market it.
100%. I mean, staging it, you're looking to make it very unpersonal, something that every single person can see themselves living in. And I'm sure interior design is the complete opposite. People want to feel themselves in their home, and it needs to be personal to that person. So yeah,
it's tough. It's tough when someone's staging their home because it's nothing personal towards their style.
Yes.
So I have to explain that to them, because you need to attract most potential buyers. I mean, you're not going to have like a red wall, or all the red, your kitchen painted with red walls. I mean, that might be your style and what you like, but when you're selling it, you can't sell it with looking like that, because you need to the masses.
The masses. Right now, the masses are really into the creams, the golds, the navy blues. I don't know if you agree with that, but right now, every time I go see a house that's staged, you can almost tell when it's staged because they all look pretty much the same, which is great, I guess. It's what everybody enjoys looking at. Marble's a big one too now.
Yeah, you have to go with the trend of what's happening, and that is right now marble. And yeah, you're right. It's the blues and the gold, because the gold came back in 2020. Yeah, it's true. I try to do something different though, because you're right. Everything does end up being the same.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yep. I walked into a house the other day and I shared it on my stories, and I looked through and I was so perplexed because it was so beautifully laid out. The furniture was perfect, but there were clothes in the closet. And I was like, either these people are living right, like they got an interior designer to redo the whole place, or maybe they staged parts of it. And I have to say, those are the best homes. The ones that look lived in but are also staged. I like when the closets are full of clothes. I like when you could really see things where they need to be. I love it. Lived in.
Yeah, that's very important too. When you stage, you have to think about your closets. I'll always say that to my client. I mean, you don't want it stacked full of stuff either, because that's a space. That's what they're looking for. They want to see if there's enough storage space in their home, in that home.
Exactly.
And they envision that storage space. So yeah. So having closing definitely, but I think those people are not living there, to be honest.
Did you see that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so pretty. Sometimes I walk into a house because showings are my jam. They're like my favorite thing to do. And well, I have a lot of favorite things to do, I guess. Anyhow, I was walking through this showing and I was like, oh, I want to live here. It happens to me all the time. It was so pretty, but you're right. I don't really think it was lived in. Yeah. Sometimes I'll walk into a house and I'll just automatically be like, I want to be best friends with these people, but there's no way for me to actually like go. Can you imagine if I left a note in someone's house? Hey, I showed your property. Want to be friends?
Well, you love networking, so you need to connect.
Yeah, leave them a mug. Leave them a mug with my name on it in case you want coffee sometime. I couldn't do that. It would be like stealing other clients. So
yeah,
I just have to live with the dreams of being friends with them, and that's all.
Hi, Tanya. Welcome. Another realtor just joined. You're gonna
hey, hello.
Either watch back because you have to see what Hannah can offer you.
Yeah, networking.
Yeah, she has a great service for realtors and mortgage brokers and I guess home stagers as well.
Home stagers for sure. I mean, the best part about networking is it's never a bad thing. It's always a good thing. Always. The options of having a larger community based around everything that you're doing is super fun. You meet all these new friends, but also you have all these connections for your clients. And so I connect with mortgage brokers, I connect with financial advisors, I connect with realtors. And in the world of real estate, it's, you have some realtors that really don't like connecting and don't like networking. And I'm just like, no, let's do this. You just never know who you're going to need. You never know which client of yours is going to work so well with another realtor and have the best time. You just never know. And so I love connecting with realtors. I love getting to know what they do and where they work. So most realtors work with a geographic location. We call it a farm. That's the lingo. But I actually work with a demographic of people. So I work specifically with entrepreneurs, and that ends up meaning that I'm working Canada-wide. So I have people in BC that are interested in purchasing, and I had someone in Montreal that was interested in purchasing. And so how could I possibly be a realtor for all these people? I can't. Yeah. I'm not everyone's person, but I'm the right person for some. And that's why I love connecting people with realtors, because I just want clients to have the best time. I want you to enjoy the whole process. And it's free. So why not?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Saying awesome. Exactly. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, why not be friends with people in your industry? They're the ones that get it.
Yeah, we have to lift each other up. We have to help each other out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is great. Thank you so much for coming on, Hannah. We have to have another coffee chat. You're very pleasant. Full of energy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was the highlight of my day. I was looking forward to this entire day. Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be like my weekend, because as a realtor, we tend to work on the weekends. So if I don't really have much booked on Monday and Tuesday, I'll just pretend it's a weekend and enjoy a weekend style of life. And so I didn't have much work to do today, which was, I should knock on wood, it doesn't come in now. I didn't have a lot of work come in today, so I was actually really just enjoying the day, and I was like, I can't wait for 6 o'clock.
Well, thank you. I'm very grateful that you were excited to come on today.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to have you on. And thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was great.
Don't forget to reach out to Hannah. Start with Hannah.
That's me. DM me anytime.
She's tagged to my, I tagged her on my post. I'm going to tag her to this video if you go back and watch it again. So follow her and connect with her.
Thank you. And same for my friends who joined. Maria is amazing. Not only are you an interior designer and a home stager, but you also didn't mention that you are a photographer of your own home staging. and you do feature sheets for your own photography, for your own home staging. So you are definitely a realtor's best friend in our back pocket. So
I always forget to mention that, so thank you.
I got you covered.
Yeah, thank you. You got me.
Anytime. I'm here to advertise you too.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Maria
Okay.
is awesome. I agree.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah, and we've only met once before. We were connected by a mutual friend, and we hit it off right away. So
yeah, it was great. So that's why I'm saying we gotta have another coffee date.
yeah,
Maybe,
we could do
maybe
some
in person one day.
don't tease me like that. So before I chose my demographic of people that I work with, before I knew what market I wanted to do, before right when I became a realtor, I tried to figure out how I was going to network with people. I didn't really, as a rookie in real estate, it's really hard to get started in real estate. It's a career that unless you're going to join a team, you got to stick it out. You have to save up at least 6 months of life. I saved up 6 months of money, and the 7th month was COVID. So I actually lost my first listing because of COVID. But anyhow, when I first started, I was like, how am I going to talk to people? It was before Instagram was like such a big live thing, before Zoom. And so actually I started a new initiative. I did not complete it because of COVID, but I called it 100 cups of coffee, and I got 100 mugs printed with the hashtag 100 cups of coffee.
Oh, nice.
And the whole idea, I think I got to 30 cups. And the whole idea was, you tell me your favorite coffee spot, and whether you're interested in buying real estate or not, let's have a cup of coffee and talk about our futures. And so that's what I did. And everybody went home with a mug, which I now have. Like,
Awesome.
I have way too many mugs now just in storage. I have a cupboard full of them that I just like use every day. And then I have a box of mugs. And I use a gift company. In case you're looking for gifts, just a little plug here. Sam and Lance does all of my gifts. If you're a realtor and you need gifts, or if anyone needs gifts, Sam and Lance, look them up. Let them know you know me. Anyways, they have 2 of my boxes of mugs in their warehouse because I didn't know what to do with them all. But that was my initiative when I first became a realtor, and I was doing cups of coffee. I maybe had 4 cups of coffee a week. Exactly, Tanya. Sam and Lance spelled exactly like that. They're incredible. Their gift giving process is also amazing. So they do all of my gifts, and they have all my mugs in storage, so they can add them to my gifts. Because what am I supposed to do with them now? But one day,
start it up again.
Yes.
Start it up again. Yeah.
So I did it virtually, but it just wasn't the same. The coolest part about it was I would go to your favorite coffee shop, and we weren't allowed to go to the typical Tim Hortons, Starbucks. You had to choose something local, and it could be anywhere in the city. And so I learned so many new spots. I became friends with so many new people. I got to market or advertise all these small coffee shops, which was so cool. But now I'm just sitting on a whole bunch of mugs. So hopefully one day I get to do it again, because I do definitely miss it.
Yeah, you definitely have to start it up again. I think that's a great idea. Cool idea.
Thank you. I loved it.
I like remember my question.
What is it?
It's actually not a question, but it's sort of a question.
Okay.
But for your educational program, it can also be for new realtors as well, starting up. No?
So it definitely could be, but I don't know if it would be. Oh. Whoa.
Yes, it can, because there you go, right?
Wow.
Starting up and they need help within the process.
Yes.
Yep.
I never thought about that, because they would need to understand the mortgage process, the lawyer process, the financial advisor process, the process that the homeowner goes through.
Yeah, that's
I never even thought of that. I have been thinking, so I don't know if I'll do this or not, but I have been thinking about doing a course for realtors, because I actually do have experience in training realtors, in particular in training them in paperwork. So, and I also train some realtor assistants in paperwork as well. So some of my friends who have had or hired assistants would hire me to train their assistants. So I definitely have the background in which I could do a course for realtors, but I never thought that it could be 2 in 1. That's genius. Yeah. I'm so glad you remembered that.
It came.
Yeah, that is a cool idea.
Yeah, I think it would benefit the new realtors as well, I think, for sure. I mean, you might have to adjust it a bit, or you can do
tweak it here or there.
You think about it, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
It depends if I want it. I mean, that's a whole other animal to be working with realtors and really green realtors. It's a whole other, it's really fun. Don't get me wrong. I love detail work and I love paperwork. So for me, it's like a walk in the park. Let's get a glass of wine and let's talk documents. And that's what I almost brought wine today, by the way. I just talked to my fiance. I'm like, wine or decaf? Wine or decaf? Okay, I'll go with decaf. Maybe next time we'll do wine.
Yeah, you wouldn't sleep later on though.
Sorry?
As you said, you wouldn't sleep tonight.
No, but with the wine, sure.
Oh, the wine, you'd fall asleep right after the wine.
We should do a wine in real estate. So that's actually, well, now that we said that, that's actually one of the first events I'm going to be hosting. It's called Wine in Real Estate. It's not going to happen until my branding and all that's done. But it's going to be exactly that. We're going to drink wine and talk about real estate, whatever that means to you, wherever you're starting from. If real estate to you means, how the hell do I get started? Great, we're going to talk about that. If real estate to you means I have 20,000 in my bank account, what do I do next? Great, we'll talk about that. So that's actually one of the events I'm going to be hosting.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Thank you. Yeah, again, they're all going to come later. I decided to rebrand and I decided to make my own website from scratch. And I decided to share my journey as I do it because I think it's actually quite hilarious. Trying to do all these things behind the scenes, I'm sure you know, as like a small business owner, there are so many things in the back end that how are we doing it? I don't even know. The amount of hats that we wear, sometimes I look and I'm just like, did I do that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I did my own website as well. Like I said, I didn't bring the bottle of wine. I should have drank.
Should have.
But yeah, it's so many things. Little things.
Tanya, exactly. Too many things.
Too many
Yeah.
things.
So I actually decided that I'm just going to go on Instagram Lives. I have a lot of friends in the entrepreneurship world. And so I want to have conversations with them about that exactly. So you can come along with me on the journey of trying to figure out what my new branding is going to be, trying to figure out how to make a website. And along the way, you get to learn about real estate while enjoying the show, I guess. I mean, I'm going to be half crying, half laughing the whole time, I guarantee you.
Oh, no, that sounds good. It'd be fun to follow.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be fun to share.
It's always nice to know the story and the background.
I think so too. In the past, I would, in the past, like when I did my last brand, which the colors just don't resonate with me so much anymore. I want more vibrant colors. My colors right now are very muted, and I just feel like, with my energy, I feel like it just needs to be a little bit brighter. But when I first did it, I was very on the hush hush, and I think a lot of us feel like that. Like, unless I'm perfect and ready, I'm not going to launch this thing.
Exactly.
And this time I was like, let's drink the wine and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to start a live. I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, I'm just doing it.
Do it. Exactly.
Let's go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get nervous about it and then you think about it. Just don't think about it. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be great.
Hey, Annie. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for joining.
Thank you everyone for joining. This is our 15 minutes. What time is it now? It turned to like almost 45 minutes. But that's great. I love it. You never know.
Me too. Well, when we networked, you said exactly that. You're like, well, we're going to say 15 minutes. But sometimes they go 45. Sometimes they go an hour. It just depends on the conversation. Yeah, here we are at 45 minutes.
Oh, this was great. I had a lot of fun. It was a great live. I really enjoyed it. And thank you so much again for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And everyone, thank you for joining and sticking around the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to some Insta DMs, so go message me. I would love to connect with anybody here.
Yeah, connect with Hannah. And I think we stayed on for you, Tanya, because you came on a little bit later. So we wanted to keep you a little
extra special.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Maria. Have an amazing night.
All right, you too. Okay, take care, everyone.
Bye, everybody.